One of my favorite edtech quotes of all time states that technology isn't going to replace teachers, but teachers who use technology will probably replace those who don't. As a self-declared edtech enthusiast, I was thrilled to expand my repertoire through the Foundations of Educational Technology presented by Dr. Katia Hildebrandt. The course followed a standardized routine of weekly student presentations on a variety of edtech subjects, coupled with reflective blog posts and interim dialogue and sharing via platforms such as Discord and Twitter. My peers represented a variety of educational and education-adjacent employment positions, spanned generations, were located across Canada and beyond, and held varied opinions towards the role technology could play in their life and the lives of students. This diverse range resulted in dialogue that both challenged my opinions and left me inspired. One of the first readings presented this fall was by Neil Postman, entitled 5 Things We Need to Know About Technological Change. It is from this article that I will center my summary. Idea number 1. Culture always pays a price for technology. When looking at a new technology, we must ask ourselves, what will this new technology do? And more importantly, what will this new technology undo? In week 8, we looked at the transition in web development from the read-only Web 1.0 to the participatory social Web 2.0 and the read, write, execute Web 3.0. Our peers encouraged us to watch The Social Dilemma on Netflix, where we not only got to marvel at the way in which Web 2.0 social networking sites increased interaction, but also got us to reflect on what this technology is undoing, specifically in regard to in-person communication skills, the ability to be present in the moment, and mental health and well-being. This reflection continued in week 12 as we discussed virtual, augmented, and mixed realities. Research indicated that while engagement in these technologies increased student involvement, they showed no significant improvements to procedural knowledge. Couple this with an undoing of face-to-face interactions in favor of a virtual escape, and you have to ask yourself, what price are we paying? Idea number 2. There are always winners and losers in technological change. The advantages and disadvantages of new technologies are never distributed evenly among the population. While some may be completely unaffected, there are those who benefit and those who are harmed. Week 10 had us look at the history of assistive technology and a wide suite of tools designed to benefit a historically marginalized subset of the population while attempting to reduce harm as much as possible. Perhaps the most powerful messaging from this week came from my peers, who openly and unapologetically shared their own experiences with assistive technologies, the clear winners of this advancement. On the flip side of the celebration was week 7 and our discussion on distance and online learning. While the past 3 years has seen incredible advancements in a variety of tools and features designed for online and remote learning, it's fair to say that for most of us, our experience in education was not that of purposeful delivery of remote programming, but rather an emergency response that was not the first choice of either the students nor the educators. In these instances, the losers, as coined by Postman, were very evident as a digital and social economic divide strengthened gaps between learners at all levels. Idea number 3. Within every technology is an epistemological, political, or social prejudice. As we explore the potential bias embedded within our technology, I am brought back to our discussion surrounding assessment technologies in week 9. While assessment technologies can increase opportunities for students and allow access to assistive functions, we have to ask ourselves, who is promoting assessment technology? Is this platform playing a role in shifting assessment practices towards standardization? Can something as formal as assessment be flexible enough to align with your individual philosophy of assessment? Idea number 4. Technological change is ecological. The integration of technology does not simply add something to your classroom. It changes everything. I was reminded of the work of Zhao and the mindset shift from seeing technology as a hierarchy where increased levels of access is preferred to an ecosystem mindset. In this shift, the effort is to see all elements of the classroom as playing a role within the ecosystem. And like any ecosystem, multiple elements do not occupy the same niche. It is up to the teacher to reflect on what has been fundamentally changed, where technology now fills that niche, and what critical role they as educators still occupy. I was reminded of our conversation on week 11 and the role of makerspaces in the classroom. Makerspaces, and the maker movement in general, is very much focused on a natural integration of this creative outlet into the educational experience, rather than a formalized practice added on top of existing curriculum. Idea number 5, media tends to become mythic. In this idea, the term mythic refers to a common tendency to see technological elements as a naturally occurring element that is accepted as it is without critical reflection. This brings us to 2 technological staples for educators: audiovisual and presentation tools, which were discussed during weeks 5 and 6. Research indicated that these tools facilitate instruction, increase student engagement, and aid in the retention and recall of information. Tools such as projectors and display screens have become so mythic in education that they are built into blueprints as an assumed necessity, although Postman warns us about absolutes. Postman's article concludes with a warning to proceed with our eyes wide open so that we may use technology rather than be used by it. I am thankful for the opportunity to critically reflect over the past 13 weeks and for the contributions of my peers in our collaborative learning journey. It is through this shared effort that we proceed forward in our informed use of technology.